You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. You really are a heel. You're as cuddly as a cactus. You're as charming as an eel, Mr. Grinch. You're a bad banana with a greasy black peel.
Every Black Hawk in Pineville liked learning a lot, but the Grinch, who lived just north of Pineville, did not. The Grinch hated learning the whole school season. Please don't ask why. No one quite knows the reason. It could be his head wasn't screwed on just right. It could be, perhaps, that his shoes were too tight. But I think that the most likely reason of all may have been that his heart was 2 sizes too small. But whatever the reason, his heart or his head, he didn't like school and wasn't well read. Staring down from his cave like a sour, Grinchy fool at the warm lighted windows of their comfortable school. For he knew every hawk down in Pineville below was busy now, learning and eager to know. Then he growled, with his Grinch fingers nervously drumming, "I must find some way to stop knowledge from coming."
Can we pause? Will you go ask the...
Then he got an idea, an awful idea. The Grinch got a wonderful, awful idea. "I know just what to do." He laughed at his throat. And he made a quick teachery hat and a coat. And he chuckled and clucked. "How wonderfully tricky! With this coat and this hat, I look just like Mr. Wilkie." Then he stuck his head out the front office door, where the little hawk lockers all lined the floor. "These lockers," he grinned. Then he slithered and slunk, with a smile most abysmal, around the whole school, and he took every pencil, notebooks and markers, textbooks, papers, and mean teachers' staplers, and he stuffed them in bags. Then the Grinch, very sore, carried all the bags, one by one, out the door. Up 3,000 feet, up the side of Mount Crumpet, he rode with his load to the tip-top to dump it. "They're just waking up. I know just what they'll do. Their mouths will hang open a minute or two. Then the hawks down in Pineville will all cry, 'Boo-hoo!'" So he paused, and the Grinch put his hand to his ear, and he did hear a sound rising over the snow. It started out low, then it started to grow. But the sound wasn't sad. Why, this sound sounded merry. It couldn't be so. But it was merry. Very. He stared down at Pineville. The Grinch popped his eyes. Then he shook. What he saw was a shocking surprise. Every hawk down in Pineville, the tall and the small, was learning without any books at all. He hadn't stopped school from coming. It came. Somehow or other, it came just the same. And the Grinch, with his Grinch feet ice cold in the snow, stood puzzling and puzzling. How could it be so? It came without pencils. It came without paper. It came without notebooks, markers, or staplers. And he puzzled 3 hours, till his puzzler was sore. Then the Grinch thought of something he hadn't before. "Maybe learning," he thought, "doesn't come from a store. Maybe learning, perhaps, means a little bit more." And what happened then? Well, in Pineville they say that the Grinch's small heart grew 3 sizes that day. And the minute his heart didn't feel quite tight, he whizzed with his load through the bright morning light. And he brought back the pencils, and he brought back what he took. And he he himself, the Grinch, read his first book.
Mr. Grinch, you really are a heel. You're as cuddly as a cactus, you're as charming as an eel, Mr. Grinch.